Alright guys, PBD here once again. I'm going to make a short video about just kind of some advice about how to go from, your Joe Schmo to a pro. I get questions every day from people saying, how can I become a professional player? Like, I'm pretty good, I'm 5K MMR, 6K MMR, but how do I go to the next level? And I'm going to try and give you guys some pointers. I don't have all the answers, but I imagine I can just answer all of your questions with this one video, so that's what we're going to do. I think my cat just sneezed. The first goal is to set realistic goals. If you come into this whole thing thinking that you're going to join EG or you're going to join Team Secret and you're going to be this professional player who's going to join and play with Puppy and go take over the Dota scene, that's very, very unlikely. It's more common that if you join a professional team, or if you make a professional team and you guys start doing well in tournaments and you start climbing the matchmaking ladder, you're going to get noticed by some of these more established teams, and that'll further your chances to kind of skip some of the harder stuff that would involve like making your own team and kind of grinding from the bottom with those 4 other guys. So make sure you set some realistic goals. Think like, oh, we want to qualify for this next tournament. We want to make it through the open qualifiers of Dota Pit or Join Dota or JDL or even like Summit qualifiers, like whatever you're trying to do. Like, make sure you set realistic goals so that way you can track your progress and keep everyone motivated and moving forward. The second step is to put yourself in a position to be successful, and that's a little more complicated than it is just putting it like that, but you need to make sure that you're giving yourself opportunities to improve yourself, to better yourself, and don't hold yourself back. And it's a little complex, but just think about having a positive attitude. Like that's if you're gonna have a negative attitude while playing Dota, you're not putting yourself in a position to succeed. You're not gonna get better with a negative attitude by like not playing for any professional teams, or not just kind of sitting back and only matchmaking and just thinking like, oh, I could be pro, but none of the pro teams see me, or I just don't have that kind of exposure, or I haven't been noticed yet. And maybe that is the case, but it's more than likely that you're just not trying hard enough to be noticed. So continue to push yourself and always try to think about what's the next big step for you. Don't wait on somebody else to come rescue you or acknowledge your skill in a game like this. The third step, which is pretty similar to the last one, kind of what I talked about, is networking. I think being able to network yourself with other professionals or just other Dota players in general is a great first step in order to kind of making that transition. And I say that because, like I said before, it's not very likely that you're going to join already a pre-established professional team. It's more than likely that you're going to have to make your own team with 4 other players who kind of want the same things that you want, and you're going to have to make that team work and succeed in order to kind of move up the ladder and start getting attention from tournaments and professional teams. So make sure you network yourself well, make friends. One of the best ways to improve as a Dota player is to actually play with people that are better than you. So if you can make friends with people with higher MMR, or people that you just think are like on a similar skill level, who think about the game and have the same kind of goals and ambitions that you do, that's a really awesome first step in order to becoming a better Dota player. The final step is to work hard. I think that's something that some people take for granted, and they think that this Dota skill is just inherent, or we're just born with this mentality that we can be better Dota players than other people, and it's absolutely not true. Sure, we've been playing video games, most of us, for our entire lives, whether it's Mario Kart or Super Smash Brothers or whatever it is. Like, we have this kind of video game culture behind us, and that is a great benefit for us, but it's not impossible for somebody else who doesn't have the same kind of experience and ages of years. Like, you see players like Sumail, who's came into the scene at 15 years old, who I've been playing video games for my entire life, and he comes in and he's amazing with way less experience in playing games. So as long as you put the time in and the effort, I definitely think it's possible for not anyone, but almost, I think a lot of people have potential if they really, really want something to do what they want to do. especially in a game or like in an industry where there's very little physical barriers to entry. Like, if it'd be like really ludicrous for me to say like, oh, I want to become a professional basketball player when I'm sitting here at 6 feet tall and can't make a jump shot. So it's maybe I could start making jump shots, but I'm not going to grow a foot overnight and become be rivaling some professional basketball players. The second part of working hard is not to give up, and that's a really important thing to remember. Nobody said that this would be easy. I think a lot of people think that, like I said before, is like, oh, you're just, it's either meant to be or it's not meant to be, and that's not the case at all. If you really want it, you have to work hard, and you have to just make sure that you're always pushing yourself towards your next big goal or your next big step. And that kind of ties in with the last point, is being patient. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take you. For example, when I first started playing Heroes of New Earth, I played it very casually for almost a year, and then after about a year, I was like, wow, I really like this game. It's really fueling my competitive spirit. I want to take it to the next level. And then I really started playing, and I would say almost a year I played very seriously, very competitively, but I wasn't on a team. I just took the game very seriously. I always wanted to get better. I dedicated myself entirely to it. I stopped doing I didn't have any other hobbies at the time. I just played games. I played Han. That was my thing, and eventually it paid off. And it's not going to pay off for everyone, and that's just how it is. But if it's something you truly want, then make sure you work hard, be patient, and don't give up.